Hello Mr. Epson, this is a video reply for you on your videos why you don't believe heaven and why you don't believe in hell. Well, I come from a whole lot of different point of cultural and religious view from as you. I don't know if it's cultural, a religious viewpoint. Let's stay in that. I'm a devout Lutheran Christian. I cannot believe in hell because the God I worship is a God of love. And even disobedient children will not get tortured by all eternity by a loving Father. That's what I think. I try make this as much unoffending as I possibly can for atheists and agnostics. Some of my views are considered heretic in most Christian circles, since I'm kind of a liberal Christian, even for a Protestant. I don't know if you have read more on Catholic or Orthodox theology or some American Protestant theology, but I cannot believe in those dogmas. Their dogma just doesn't seem to be right. In my opinion, they are wrong. Of course, I have to say that I'm right and everyone else is wrong. But I also like to listen other people's points of view and tell them mine, so that we could have a good discussion based on it. I don't believe in hell. It's not part of Christianity, if you ask from me. I don't know what happens to non-believers after death. They might stop existing. They might born again in karmic cycle of birth, rebirth. I don't know. I believe all religions, all gods are one. So I can't see why a cycle of rebirth would not be a possibility. I don't know if I will be born again. Who knows? Maybe I have been born again hundreds and thousands of times. But I believe that there is no hell. But there definitely is a heaven. A chance to become immortal. Those of you who believe in souls surely know that in almost any religion, soul is immortal, flesh is not. And I believe in that too. The only way soul can take a physical form is another plane created for souls, a kind of soul society. You can call it heaven, you can call it whatever you like. But I don't see heaven as it's described in Bible. Even though lots of Christians claim that no, everything in Bible is true, it was written by God himself. No, it wasn't. It was written by lots of different people, maybe hundreds of different people. Not all the content of the original texts were included. There was a huge conference of early Christian high-ranking priests who dictated which texts were to be in the Bible. Why to listen John and Matthew? Why not Judas and Pete? That's a good question. And even though if the people had seen sights, visions, divine visions, I don't think that what they wrote would actually be the absolute truth, because they are victims of their culture, of their own era, and that makes them biased to write truth that remains the same throughout the ages. I believe in some things in Bible. I believe what Jesus did. On other religious texts, I believe that the 10 Commandments are mostly correct. Well, if we don't fornicate, what's the fun in life? But the rest of them are reasonable. And I believe also that Martin Luther had a divine inspiration when he started our Protestantism. Is that the correct word? Well, let's not dawdle on that. I don't think heaven is what the people in their time thought would be perfect life. Forever with God, always praising Him in awe and worship. In my heaven, there's of course room for that, but there has to be room for sex, scotch, friends, beautiful women, my beard. What's heaven without a plentiful of good beards, huh? Music, the kind of music I like, obviously, which makes me think. Oh, video games and Dungeons and Dragons. Can't forget about that. Magic the Gathering, all the things. Delicious food, of course, yummy. Maybe some tastes that a mortal has never tasted. Exquisite tastes. That would be my heaven. That would be a paradise for me. But if heaven is a paradise, it's a paradox. If there are more than one people entering this paradise, and if it's supposed to be perfection, the perfection is different for each and every one of us. I believe that heaven is a paradise. I believe that different kinds of people will see it in different light. Heaven might be huge, limitless, an alternate universe where we don't die, where there's no other command than, God and Jesus and Holy Ghost. Those are the three authorities there. And the rest, we can do whatever we like. Well, I don't know about if people who like to kill other people, what they would like, because I believe in heaven there is no death. There might be sorrow for a good movie, or a bad movie, like Eragon. Makes me cry every time. cry breaks and blood because it's so awful. Or a beautiful song. Or the cry for the loved ones who have not made it there yet, who are struggling with mortal life. I'm just saying what I believe heaven would be like. Heaven should be like. I don't have a clue. But the part of belief is not to claim to know everything. It's the difference between religion and science. I do not claim I know everything. I do not necessarily want to know everything. I have the trust that, well, Jesus has everything ready for me when I step in. And I hope I do have my chance to step in. Perfection. Maybe I'll get thinner in heaven. Who knows? Mr. Epstein, I hope my views did not offend you, and all the other people watching this video, I hope my views aren't too offending. Give me thumbs up, thumbs down. Comments are always welcome. Subscribe if you think I made any sense. And tell me, what is your heaven like, if it exists? See you on the next Wings of the Rune.